And just like that, we're live again in the studio. What is happening out there? Studio 10-4 here, live JT in the studio, and we have a great show for you guys today. You know, they just keep getting better and better. It seems like as this thing has kind of gone on and taken an identity and grown, it's getting noticed. So that's a good thing, and we appreciate you guys that drop in every week. We got a bunch of regulars that come in here every week. And I'll take a minute and say thanks to those guys. Billy Joe Burrell, you get the award for the first in the studio today, man. You should be out there either on the road or cooking something up. Which is it, man? I don't know. You always got something good to look at on the Facebook news feed. He's good competition for me and Dan the man over there on the barbecue, on the smoker. So glad to have him on board. Special show today too, man. You know, we try to bring in people that are kind of cool and interesting and have a good story to tell. And 10-4 magazine's always been about the stories. That's what's always kind of made it its thing. And we definitely got a story to talk about and to tell you about today. We got Steven Molanders is in the studio with us. And of course, that great truck of his, Bocephus, is going to be somewhere along the way too, which he's not in right now. We're going to let him tell that story, but you know, it's funny perception of what you think is going on and versus what is going on. It doesn't always pan out to be the same thing, but we're going to get him in here pretty quick. Want to take a minute now that we got more of you in here. I want to welcome Sic Rigz, man. Vic Kaliva's son, Colby Kaliva. You know, he's got his own thing going on. He does mobile polishing and he's out there out and about and doing the work, man. He's out there making it happen. And if you haven't seen any of his stuff, this is their ad from on the back of our magazine. There you go. They got products available if you're down there in Montebello, or if you want to order online. Either way, you can do it. But I suggest you drop in, pick up some product, get some polish done, and take care of your stuff, man. If it's not done by Kaliva, it ain't done right, at least on the West Coast. So I'm not knocking any of our other folks that are out there, because we got a lot of great polishers and we got a lot of great builders that are part of 10-4 now, man. It's like the builders and the polishers have all kind of come together and they're gathering at 10-4, whether it's in the magazine, on Studio 10-4, live from shows, in the studio, all kinds of different things. So let me show you something though that always made the difference for me when it came to a Kaliva polish. And check this out. You guys will get a little look-see here about what it looks like to get polished by Kaliva. This will be the test of our Facebook music infringement too. We'll see. Just look at those tankers, man. There is not a streak anywhere. Amazing. I mean, absolutely perfect, right? Way it ought to be, you know. And when I was showing trucks, and on the back of my trucks, there's of course these big, huge aluminum tailgates on the transfer and on the hang on a second there, George is trying to break in, on the transfer and on the dump, on the transfer dump, on both of them. And if there's any streaks, man, it just blows the whole job. And there was none. And I've got some great stories we'll go over sometime when I got more time to talk about it. But check them out. Colby Kaliva, welcome aboard. Sic Rigz. I hope your dad's doing good, and the rest of the family. Hope to see all you guys at Trucking for Kids September 11th. Also want to say thanks to Hood Skinz. Now, these guys, where the hell were you when I was out trucking? Because these guys, man, they got a product. Check this out. I always used to use white grease on my hood stops, and because it drives you nuts, that squeak under the hood, right? And we all know what it is. It's the rubber hood stops. But I used to white grease them, and that was the only solution I ever came up with. Then these guys came along, and there you go. You just throw that on there, and no more squeaky. So pretty damn nice idea. Welcome on board. I appreciate you guys on the show. Obviously, you already advertised in the magazine. We appreciate that too. But thanks for coming up on board for Studio 10-4 and telling us about your product. If I was still trucking, I would definitely be getting me some of that. So you guys are out there and you're trucking and you're tired of hearing the squeak. There it is. And the cool thing is no grease. If you're greasing it like I used to do, you don't have to do that no more. Just throw that over the hood stop and you're good to go. Julian, what's going on, buddy? Todd Follier on YouTube. Hey, nice to have you on here. Dan the Man in the show as well. Nice to have you on board. Quiet Hoods, yeah, man. Joel from Skins, right on. Hey, welcome to you, man. Welcome on board. I'm glad you were able to jump in and catch us in the beginning of the show and check out what we do over here. So welcome on board. This next little piece I want to show you guys from this gentleman right here, Mr. Steven Molanders. I'm sure you guys have seen him around. He kind of has a big presence, you know, and I did not get to meet him in person in Louisville. So disappointed about that. Just, you know, everybody trying to do everything, and there was so much going on and so many moving parts in that show. Man, there was a lot of people I missed out on and did not get to meet up with. You know, next time around though, but we definitely are going to be able to connect somewhere along the way. And I'm hoping somewhere soon, but got something special for you guys I want to share with you now. And this is going to be directly from our guy right here, Mr. Steven Molanders. Y'all been checking him out on YouTube. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been, but here you go.
See, you don't know where I've been, you just see where I'm at. Yeah, the way that I'm going and where I'm trying to get. I know where I'm from, and I won't never forget. Now I'm swinging it wide while I'm throwing this stick. 18 quick, yeah, I'm trying to get to that lick. I'm all about that grind, but I don't when I shift. They show me the paper if you want me to lift. A single finger for this, ain't got time to miss. All gas for the cash with no plans to quit. Whip too big for the garage, it won't fit. Riding on glass like it was shine with spit. These haters throw it a fit, this rig got them lit. Ay, we hate them made, wide load, hog both lanes. Long and low, just like a freight train. It's safe to say that today was a good day. When you ride with the tri-state, why these haters did? I'm a shit. Why these haters weird? I'm a shit. Why these haters keep talking? I'ma keep this rig walking, just watch this. Why these haters did? I'm a shit. Why these haters weird? I'm a shit. Why these haters keep talking? I'ma keep this rig walking, just watch this. We on target like Chris Kyle. Everybody aim to shoot for 1,000,000 miles. Come on, we know it's fake when these haters smile. But we just turn a deuce when we fly. Breaking necks, getting checks, let that motor flex. Double down with 1,000 underneath the deck. That's right, came up from the bottom, what did you expect? You made it to the top and I don't need respect. All glory to the Most High. Black smoke in the sky, say a prayer before I say bye. Amen. 24/7, 365. These wheels stay turning how I survive. I'm gripping that wheel wood, man, don't it feel good? Shining like the grill on my Peterbilt hood. Loved by few and hated by more. Yeah, I'm so misunderstood. Why these haters did? I'm a shit. Why these haters weird? I'm a shit. Why these haters keep talking? I'ma keep this rig walking, just watch this. Why these haters did? I'm a shit. Why these haters weird? I'm a shit. Why these haters keep talking? I'ma keep this rig walking, just watch this.
Yo, I got to say, yo, what's up with that? And with that, man, I got to tell you right now, I'm going to bring the man in. What is going on?
What's up, man? How are y'all?
Oh, man. You know, I got to say, brother, that first of all, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on here today.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
You know, that video and that tune, there's a lot to be said about what's really going on. I pick up a lot of the lyrics. I didn't hear every single thing, but I think first I got to say to everybody, look, this man of God, he's a good man of faith, and I know that from talking to him. Gave glory on highest in the video, and brought that. I think, you know, you got to recognize that for anything there might be in there that says, hey, wait a minute, there's some balance. So think about that, guys, before you you think you heard what you heard, you might not. It's really not what you're thinking you're hearing, right? It's a little bit different, man, and it's a cool vibe, you know. I don't think we quite have had anybody out there that's doing trucker rap, right?
Thanks, Troy. No.
Hey, somebody had to dub it, right? Trucker rap, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So not a bad gig, not a bad gig. So, you know, talked to you yesterday a little bit, and great conversation. It really opened my eyes a little more to what's going on. You know, my vision and perception. I've talked about it early in the show when it opened up. Perception is I thought you were out there driving around in Bocephus, and that's what you were doing. And little did I know that's not what you're doing, man. You're not.
No, sir. Actually, Diller. Actually, Robert Edens. We call him Diller. He actually is who pilots Bocephus to the truck shows. I'm always running and gunning, and I'm in the SUV. You know, last year I drove Lot Rod a few times to some shows, but yeah, I don't drive a whole lot anymore. The joke on the show is that I'm not a truck driver. I don't know how to drive. So,
well, and when I called you yesterday, I said, "So what? You got one hand on the wheel and one on the shifter?" And you're like, "I don't drive." Yeah, well, okay.
Yeah, riding in this Denali, man. That's it. That's all it is.
Well, that's a comfortable way to get around. You build a truck right, though. It ain't a bad way to go, and you did build that one right. So hey,
yeah. There are a lot of people. A lot of people did a lot of work on that truck, and it's phenomenal. Burroughs did a phenomenal job with a lot of the work, and you know, interior from. I mean, it's just it's a magnificent truck, man, and it's just so different to what you see mostly on the road, and even it shows. I guess with it being a day cab, a lot of people, it draws some negative attention with it being an ultra cab. I think it makes it a little bit more unique, and it's just something about the way. You know, we talked about it the other day. You know, some trucks you just kind of get used to, whether they're super nice or not, whether it be a truck or a car or whatever it may be. And it's just something about the way that truck sits that it's just, man, I don't get used to it. Every time I see it, I have that feeling like, man, that is a fine truck, you know, and the truck is not mine. We joked on social media about it a little. It's Troy Massey's truck. It's his baby. Its name's Bocephus. That's what his grandpa called him his whole life. So he named the truck Bocephus when we were finalizing that build to in honor, you know, and respect to his grandpa. So,
well, we did a little research yesterday because Dan and I, Dan Lynn's a co-owner of the magazine, co-creator of the magazine. You know, as I told you, my recollection and knowledge of Bocephus is, if you're a Hank Jr. fan, you know who Bocephus is,
right? For sure.
And we were looking to see if there was some kind of biblical thing in that was a reference to Bocephus, and I don't think we really found anything. But you know what? Just a cool name.
Yeah, it's a cool name. It's a, you know, and if most people when they hear it, they relate it to Hank Williams Jr. Hank Williams Jr. is fantastic. He's a legend. He's one of the greatest ever. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand with kind of, you know, how we move and carry ourselves. You know, Troy is also a man of God. You know, we're very devout in our beliefs and Jesus Christ being our Lord and Savior. Troy is a very patriotic guy. So to say, like, every one of our trucks, whether it be a Massey Motor Freight truck or a tri-state truck, which is upwards to close to around 350 total trucks, every single truck has the American Sniper skull with the cross over the eye. That is Troy's way of him paying tribute to Chris Kyle, who was one of his heroes. And he's very adamant about his flags, and he's just a great guy, man. And it just, when we met, we were just kindred spirits, and we had a lot of the same, interest and desires at heart, and it just, man, it just worked out. You know, it's just a great relationship that we've been building, continue to build. You know,
you guys got all the right stuff in the right places. I just want to throw this out there real quick. I think the ultimate tribute at some point in this thing is, if you ever get near Hank Jr. anywhere in town, man, somebody hook him up and get him near that truck, huh?
There's a gentleman that is in the trucking industry that's pretty close to him, and I think he's going to be at this show in Tennessee. And that's really not a conversation I really think for you know Facebook or text message or even over the phone. It's an in-person kind of thing of
Sure.
because that's a big deal. And I know those type of people. I've been around that kind of people that were of some type of status of celebrity, and you don't take it lightly. I mean, they get hounded and hounded all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I want to have that conversation, and whether it's just a picture or whatever it may be, I think it's just too. I think it has to happen.
I would think so. I think that I don't have any doubt he'd be proud to be near that truck. And, he's a fan of all kinds of music. Him and Kid Rock are good buddies. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's going to dig what you're doing if he ever gets an ear of it.
It'd be
And
crazy, man. Yeah, it'd
oh,
be
wouldn't
crazy
it? Wouldn't it?
to
It
be
would
told
be.
that
It
about Lane.
absolutely would be. Well, I hope he makes it out. I know he had a personal loss recently, and it surprised me that he did. It seems like it's going around, but
Yeah.
I hope he gets out. I hope he gets out and he's able to be there, and you guys can make that happen. You see the message there from Quiet Hoods. Ask Steven if those guys have any hood squeak. I bet you don't.
No, man. Hey, shout out to homie Joel, the dudes at Hood Skinz, man. That's we sat down with them at Matt's on the Trucking with Troy, and man, they're just great guys, man. Another couple of dudes that are great men of God in their faith, and it's just amazing. And we've said time and time again, we go to a lot of these truck shows, and and we don't win all of them. We don't win majority of them, but to us, it's really not even about the trophies. The greatest thing that we've got out of going to all of these shows has been the friendships and relationships that we've built and met. Just good people, man. And those guys at Hood Skinz are a couple of those people.
Those comments ring true with probably anybody that ever comes on this show that's been at a truck show and competed, or even as a spectator, but more amongst us competitors, that the relationships that we cultivate during these things is just something that you never let go of. That's just, it becomes a bond that it stays forever,
It does, man. Tony Justice says it all the time about it's just bringing the good old trucker relationship back. When you go to these truck shows, and a lot of times, social media, you get a lot of, when you go to these shows and you got a truck like Bocephus that's not a working truck, you get some comments that are, it's
yeah,
not a working truck, it's not this and that. But I think if some of those people would just take a moment, take a weekend, and come to a show that if they've never been, they would realize that we're all the same blue collar, hardworking people. We've just, thanks to Troy, he has worked hard enough to where we can get out and do these things, and he can build a truck that doesn't have to work, where we have 300 to 350 others that do work. You know what I mean? And but the relationships are just great at these shows.
It's all part of the recipe. Let's call it the recipe.
Yeah.
The recipe for success. Look, being in our business, what we do, we tell stories, but we tell stories, but we have marketing behind it, because we're helping people get their products, their services in front of our readers, our followers. And
Right.
that's what we're trying to do. That's our way of helping and giving back. And I mean, there's other stuff we do as well, but our main focus is to get eyes on you, get eyes on your truck, your product, your service. Some companies, man, that, to have hundreds and thousands of dollars in a marketing campaign, while substantial, is pretty practical. That can be part of what goes on.
It
And,
is. Yes.
and here it is, you know,
And that's our we have, our two main rules on truck shows. Number one is have a good time, and number two is to bring awareness to our company. It's one of the greatest things that we do that generates employees and great drivers that want to come to work for our company. And that's the two main, two rules that we have, and main things that we go to these shows for, and then we just, like I said, we've made great relationships with people, doing it. So
Dan thankfully reminded me that our main focus is to have fun.
that's
So
it, man.
pretty doggone good when you got your owner of your magazine telling you, hey, don't forget, We're
That
having
yeah,
fun, right?
that's it, man. That is it. Because you can get caught up, and Matt's I think is the perfect example. You can get caught up in the like the seriousness of it, and and get lost of trying to do everything perfect because it's such a high stakes show,
Oh
and
man.
you kind of lose the fun. And we just try to make sure that that's not what we do.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. We've talked and talked about it. Everybody to this point that's been on the show, but I'd love to get your take on it. I mean, tell me, was this your first Mats? What? Where? Get me to wherever you were at before Mats and through it.
So I've only been working with Troy a little over a year. Our first truck show we went to, there was a local show in Diboll, and I filmed for Troy at that show before I was employed here. First truck show I'd ever been to, big rig show, and pretty much all Troy had ever been to. And Bocephus at the time was Taz. It wasn't Bocephus. It had some silver tribal flames on it, and he showed it one time, didn't win anything, and so he sent it back to the shop. And just for the next year, he wanted to build it. Well, when he sent it back to the shop, we decided we were going to go to 75 last year. We went down there, and it was just one of those things that we seen. The number one truck that stood out to us was Don Wood's truck.
Yep.
And high maintenance. And we were like, this is a whole nother level. Like, and to somebody like Troy, it's motivation. And
Yeah.
so he said, I got to step it up. So we went back to the drawing board and got with Heath over at Burroughs and said, this is what we want to do. We want to build something, and still didn't have Mats in mind. We never would have thought, within a year's time of being in the industry like this, in the show world side of it, that we would even be amongst trucks at Mats. And so we built the truck, showed it again in Diboll. We were on the board that year, so we couldn't compete, so the truck couldn't be judged. But PMI, the owner of PMI, came to Troy and said, you need to take this truck to Mats. And we're like, no, man, we can't go to Mats with this truck. And so he said, no, you need to take the truck to Mats. So at that point, we kind of shifted gears and went, okay, if we're going to go to Mats, we brought Evan Steger in from Time to Shine, and very good friend of ours also that we've made a friendship with over time doing what we're doing at these truck shows. Absolutely. And he's phenomenal at knowing what they're looking for and how to prep for Mats. So we did a complete walk around with the truck. We did conference calls. We did FaceTime. And we had a mile-long list of things we added. We added all the underglow. We added paint just behind the bumper, little things. And we went to Mats. And I had this crazy idea. I've seen people roll carpet out. I've seen people put some chunks of glass under the truck. And I called Troy from Lowe's and I said, hey, bro, listen to me. Don't think I'm crazy. Let me finish what I'm saying. I think we need to lay a laminate floor underneath this truck. And he's like, I think you're exactly right. And about a quarter of the way of laying that laminate floor, I hated that I came up with that idea because, man, it was a lot of work. But going into Mats, we didn't know what to expect other than it's the Super Bowl of the truck show world.
It's the Super Bowl of the truck show world. It's the first one of the season. It's like Daytona, NASCAR. Get the big dog out of the way because that's it. You got it. Yeah.
And anybody that knows us or follows us or does anything, they probably have picked up that we don't do anything halfway. We are 110%. And so that's how we went into Mats, was the same way. We had to go in swinging for the fences, and we swung as hard as we could swing. And, we came out with third in limited mileage combo, and we came out with first place in best of paint for limited mileage combo. And we were happy, man. And, Don Wood took first place, Rethwich took second. And, man,
stiff competition, man. You ain't hanging with the little guys. This is a big dog.
No, and that was the thing for a first year, and to be top three. I mean, it was an honor, man, and we were excited about it.
Yeah. Well, and hey, you know what? That's the right attitude, man. Let me tell you, there's plenty of others that they don't They haven't quite worked into that point yet, that attitude yet. They'll get there.
Right.
But you guys are approaching it right, and I'm glad to hear you say it like that, because it is. It's all about getting education, man.
Yeah.
You know, you guys are paying tuition just like everybody else did that came before you.
That's exactly right. That's
And
exactly right.
you got to go to school, learn how to do it. Evan's a great guy to have on your team.
Oh man,
Yeah,
he's just a good guy all around. You know,
yeah.
he's always there, and I gotta say, man, man, shout out to Don Wood, man. Don Wood he's another one that is just a phenomenal person. Like, I helped him wash his truck some in the at Matt's, helped him put his fenders on his trailer, and we knew we were competing with each other. We were told we couldn't do that and do what we were doing with having some fun with each other and some just friendly rivalry. We were told it wasn't the place, and we're the people that are like, look, if we can't come out here and have fun, then maybe this isn't for us. And
well,
but then
it's all about fun, but it's a lot of work. But it's all about fun.
it was it was a lot of work. And the weather didn't help.
There's your competition right there, man. There's our
you,
January 22 cover right there, trucker Don Wood. Yeah, Don's got it going on, man.
Yeah, he's top notch, man. And I'm telling you, we always joke and we always pick and give each other a hard time. There were moments like we didn't realize how much Don Wood was like us, even a little more. There were times that I would try to be serious about something with him, and he just didn't have a serious bone in him. Like he would just pick back and forth but yeah, he's a great guy. He's another one of those relationships and friendships that we've built through Truck Show, and we're just thankful for it.
Well, listen, there's a lot that goes on to get where you are with these trucks, and especially at a Matt's type show.
Yes.
And really, I mean, I can't say that there's any others out there that are even close to it, to the level of competition of what goes on at Matt's.
Yeah.
Probably not anything else out there like that. Not yet, not right now anyway. But
yeah.
And I think everybody else actually is taking another approach. I think after going through Matt's, you kind of go through, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but you go through the ringer, man. It's an emotional roller coaster, up, down, just feel like you've been in a title fight, beat up, and
physically, mentally, it is all around it's a task. And it is only the strong will survive.
Yeah, it is. So thankfully, a lot of the shows right now have gone to basically crowd choice, crowd favorite. I mean, there's different approaches that are going on, kind of to take some of that out of the show and make it more about having fun. We always felt more like bragging rights were really what it was all about, period, anyway,
Yeah.
And that was all amongst each other, and that's what we felt was a good thing, and I think it still is. So you got through Matt's, you did what you did there, and this is a question that you may have an answer for, you may not. So you built Bocephus, it's there. I have my take on this. I want to hear yours. So does Bocephus come back next year, or we have a new build?
I think both.
Okay.
And I think my goal and my plan for Bocephus next year, though, is to be inside.
Okay.
Not competing.
Okay.
It'll be inside on display. It's like I told you, some of that stuff never ends.
Yeah.
So there's things that we're going to keep doing to Bocephus and evolving it to exactly what we want and how we want it. And but we've got another build in mind that we've been working on for a little while. But it's still not set in stone just yet. There's some other things taking place and going on right now that we've got to line up and make sure all is good before we 100% commit. You know what I mean? So.
Well, and here's where I've come from, and you struck this, you hit that switch for me when we talked yesterday about this. And some of us build these trucks and we get to a point where the first impression's been had, it's been seen. The spectators have seen it, the competitors have seen it, the judges have seen it. And then you get it back and you start making these changes, additions, and so on and so forth, whatever might be along the way. You come back full circle again to, let's say, where you started at Matt's. Did it really do anything to the truck that anybody's going to notice, or are they still seeing what they saw last year? And my feeling is, this is my personal feeling, they saw it last year.
Yeah, there's so much detail and stuff
Yeah.
done in the trucks like that
Yeah.
that I don't think any of the little bitty things and things that we've decided and think,
Right.
hey, we want to do this, or Troy said, I want to
Right.
do this different. I don't think that's going to make a win or loss truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Bocephus is, I still stand behind it. Win, lose, or draw, just us and the way we are, I still feel Bocephus is the truck of 2022.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from Donwood or Rethwich or any of that. It just come out the gate, and just how we market and brand ourselves. I mean, you can't go anywhere on social media if you're in the trucking world and not see the truck.
Yeah.
And I just think it's the truck for 2022. And I stand behind that firmly, you know.
I totally agree. It's a great truck, and I think you're going to do well with it. We got a long way to go yet, man. You know, you guys got a big show coming up this weekend, which is what you're doing. You're on your way to. In fact, I'm going to bring that up right now. So you guys are headed out to Large Cars and Guitars.
Yes, sir.
And, I don't have a whole bunch of info on the latest as of like 4:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, but I do know this: it's rain or shine. That much I've been told. So don't let the weather stop you, whether you think it's going to rain or not. Get on out there, and you guys are headed there, right?
Yes, we are. I'm actually I pulled over here in Tuscaloosa to do this with y'all, and I'm in the car. My family, my wife, and my 3 kids are actually going to this show. First show that they're all going to with me. My son went with me to the last show in Florida. But we stopped here. They're eating some Sonic on the picnic table out there while we do this, and because
Nice.
I got a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and an almost 4, and the almost 4 doesn't understand the fact of, hey, daddy's on the phone, you got to chill out. But yeah, we're on our way out there. More importantly, on the Large Cars and Guitars, is the purpose and the cause is breast cancer awareness. Diller, who drives Bocephus, his daily working truck is a truck that we call Showtime. It's our breast cancer tribute truck. Diller's wife is a breast cancer survivor. She's with Diller and Bocephus, going with us. Diller and myself are like brothers. So him and his wife are our family. So, we're taking it down there, going to the show. Secondly is Tony Justice is another one of those relationships that we've built in the trucking world, who's a great guy, who is a phenomenal country singer, who's killing it. Tony and I actually have some stuff in the works. I think we're going to collaborate on a record together that'll be fun and different. So it's just one of those shows. I think it's going to be big. I think it's going to be great. I think I can't remember if he posted last night, if it was a Facebook or not, but he said that I think he had 117 trucks or so registered.
Something like that, yeah.
Pushing to try to get to 200, if possible.
Trying to get 2, yeah.
And but he's got a lot of music going on too, which is to be expected with it being a Tony Justice. And I think Roadworks is presenting the show, and
Roadworks is presenting the show, and then everybody else is jumping in around that and helping along the way. I got a few more things I want to cover with you, and I know I want to let you get to your family. And the first thing I want to say is, anybody goes to your Facebook profile and they think they're going to, see 10 Lug Thug. Just let me tell you something about that, man. It ain't going to happen. They're going to find babies and kids.
I'm telling you, man.
Wife and dogs and what. It's all about family for this man, right?
Man, it's just about being real, man. I'm not out here trying to sell any kind of gimmick or image that I'm not. I am a almost 40-year-old, used to drive a truck, happily married, been with my wife 23 years. I've known my wife since we were 8. She's my saving grace.
And she still married you.
And I'm telling you, man. So, and I have 3 beautiful children. I am infatuated with my children. We homeschool. We teach a Christian-based curriculum. I'm all about family. I grew up from a broken home. My mother passed away around 2009 or so. from prescription medication addiction and alcoholism. My dad's kind of the same way. I don't have a relationship with my parents. I hadn't had in a long time. My uncle pretty much raised me. So, life happens. You get into vicious cycles.
Yep.
And somebody's got to break that stronghold. And I took it upon my shoulders that it was my place to do, and marry my wife and be with her until death do us part, and raise our children correctly and how we believe our children should be raised, not how the world believes children should be raised, especially this day and age. And so you go to my social media and that's what you're going to see. You're going to see some trucks. You're going to see, you're probably going to see Troy's ugly face. And you're going to see my wife, my beautiful children, and just, yeah, man, that's just what we do, man.
Hey, all I saw was kids. I thought, man, this is, I like this guy. This is what's up. And, I'd say, can I get a witness? But I think I just got one. And
right.
And amen. And amen all the way. So
appreciate it, man.
I'm with you on all of that. And I know Dan and Shan watching back home, they raised their kids the same way. So,
and that's the other reason too. I did music full time for 7 years. Back around 2000, I started 2003, and I did secular music. I still make that type of music. In 2016, I got saved. I gave my life to the Lord. I went to Bible college. I gave up music. God brought it back around to me. I did some Christian records, and I come into the trucking industry. And Troy pushed me to make asked me to make the shift record, in which he didn't say make a shift record. He said, hey, can you make a record for my company? And, but you're not going to hear me cussing my music, because I'm not going to do anything that I wouldn't let my kids listen to. And so while they hear it out and about the truck shows or different people, they understand how we operate, what's right, what's wrong. And so it's my place to be example to whenever I push play and they hear my song, that I'm not saying something that I'm telling them is not okay to say. And that's just what you're going to get from me. So if 10 Lug Thug makes you think something different, you're not going to get that.
No, man, it's actually a goof on you, brother. It really is. Yeah. It really is. No, and I dig it, because I think, why not? And if anything, it's going to draw those people in. And you know what? If something happens and it clicks for them, amen. Yeah. And we did some good today. It was a good day. Ice Cube's probably wondering about that, man. You kind of got his. Today was a good day.
Today was a good day.
It was good. It was all good, man. I really enjoyed watching that. All right, I want to talk about Stockville a little bit, because that's kind of I mean, listen, you know what? It everything kind of points to you guys having a great sense of humor, and Stockville, another day. So what's another day in Stockville like?
Oh man. First off, we work a whole lot more than it looks like we do. So you get the little 30-second or the 1-minute video clips here and there throughout the day. And then you get to Trucking with Troy. We shoot once a week. That's our hour to escape. So Stockville to us was, it's cheesy as this may sound, it's just really a state of mind. It's like, it's where you can be yourself. I came up with the name being kind of sarcastic about our race truck and saying just another day in Stockville. Troy was running the race truck up and down the road, blowing black smoke, and we were being funny about it. It just stuck, man. The people that followed us on social media are so great. They show up in North Carolina. They're like, you got Stockville merch? You got this? You got that? Man, we need some more Stockville videos. And we were, even with Troy's pickup trucks, we would post, this is a 100% stock truck. And it totally wasn't, And so that's just kind of what we do and how we go. And you even have people like Don Wood that pick at us, whenever Bocephus, when we parked it in Louisville, we parked it. It was late. We went to the hotel. Well, he got back before we did that next morning, and he made a video, and he's like, "Oh, I see why they'll call it Stockville." He's making fun of it, acting like truck was all stock, and some people say it is just a bunch of bolt-on parts. But so now, man, we just Tri-State runs, just shy of 300 trucks. That's part of Stockville, just what we do over there. The Massey Motor Freight over the road division. we just post on our social media. We have a good time. We're proud of the trucks that are in our fleet. We're proud of our drivers, employees, and stuff like that. And then it's a place for us to just have an outlet to do, whether it's my music, whether it's our Trucking with Troy podcast, and it's just our home base, so to say. We bought a lot, a 12-acre lot. We're going to put the new Massey Motor Freight yard on in Nacogdoches, Texas. Got a big Massey Motor Freight sign, and we actually have in Texas the city signs are green with a little white outline. We actually have a green backlit light that says Stockville that looks like it's a city sign on our yard. So.
You're gonna confuse people on their GPS. They're like, wait a minute, where are we at?
And I've looked, brother. I've looked and like, man, can I like make it like a little municipality or something?
Right.
I can't do it.
You're gonna have to get a road or something named after
it. But we get a lot of stuff about merchandise. And right now we're not in the merchandise selling and doing all of that. I do get some hats made, obviously, some shirts and stuff like that. Got some Stockville. They're not this specific Stockville hats. They're left panel Richardson 112s. And hey, man, we can give a couple of these Stockville hats away to some.
Let's do it. So here, let's do it. Y'all want a hat? In the comments, hashtag Stockville 10-4, all spelled out. Spell it out, and then I will go in. I will pick winners. Okay. How many hats you want to give away?
Let's give 5 total hats away. We'll give 2 Stockville. We'll give 1 Tri-State, and I'll give 2 Massey Motor Freights.
Okay, there you go. We got 5 hats up for grabs again, guys, and I'll put it in the comments. In fact, I'll do it right now so y'all can see what I want. I want it to say hashtag.
And I'll even sweeten the deal, and every hat we send, I'll send one of the Massey Motor Freight calendars with as well.
All right. There it is. Hashtag Stockville 10-4. Okay. You guys put that in there, and I will pick winners out. We'll announce winners next week. Steven will get the hats out to you guys. You just we'll message each other and get the information so we can get the hats out.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna let you get. I know you want there. Dan Lenz is in.
Hey, tell him he don't count, man. I send him some. Don't worry about that. We can't take away from the viewers for him.
Hey, Steve. Here's what's funny, man. All the Boyers are popping in now, right? We didn't know they were there before. Now they're showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, man. I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. I know how busy you are. I absolutely enjoyed this, and I can't wait to meet you in person and hang out.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all having us. Appreciate you, letting us go on and spread and have use your platform to do what we do on ours at the same time. Large Cars and Guitars this weekend. What is it? 5th, 6th, and 7th.
And before I let you go, you guys do have one more thing on here that I want to bring up. Let's talk about that for a minute. It's coming up. It's a few months down the road, but tell me about it.
Yeah, so this is our official first truck show. Myself, Troy Massey, Tim Welch. This is our show, downtown Nacogdoches, Texas, the oldest town in Texas. Old Town Rig Down, September 16th and 17th. We got concerts. Tony Justice will be in live in concert. Joey Greer, who's an up-and-coming country singer around our area, will be live. Myself will be live. And it's a bobtail-only show, and it's non-judged. It's come out, have a good time, enjoy camaraderie. That's all it's about. It's just come and enjoy yourself. It's downtown, so what's a little different from our show than most is, to all you wives out there, husbands, tell your wives there's boutiques on every corner and there's restaurants. So we're in the downtown. We have the whole downtown shut down. September 16th and 17th. If you want to register your truck, go to oldtownrigdown.com and that's where you can register and get more information.
Old Town Rig Down. Bring your credit cards and make your wives happy.
That's right, baby.
Entry fee. We have a question there. Is there an entry fee or is it free?
Yes. No, there is an entry fee. The way we're doing a little different at Old Town Rig Down is the money we raise, where we believe every charity is great. For us and just what our hometown means to us, we went to the city. The city's on board. So every 100% of the net profits go to restoring a historical building in Nacogdoches, and then it also goes to our local Boys and Girls Club. We wanted to do something to where our community could see what we did with the truck show. It's $150 across the board for registration. And it's just a good time. We're just going to have fun, vendors, food, music, games, all the above. It's going to be a good time.
So I got to ask you, and I know Trucking for Kids is September 11th, so we're the weekend before you guys.
Yeah.
We gonna see you guys? What do you think?
I got to get with Troy. Hopefully, I hope so.
I want to see that hot rod, man. Send somebody out with that thing, huh?
Yeah. It's we get asked to a lot of shows, and we do have to try to manage them correctly. So because I still do have a day-to-day, I'm the marketing manager for both companies. It's a nonstop thing. It's like this trip, my wife's over here in the passenger seat, like, you're on the phone again. I said, honey, I'm at work. Like, this is a work trip.
Yeah, man.
The 3 days, we're staying 3 days in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg after Large Cars and Guitars, and spend some family time, take the kids to do some stuff around there in Tennessee. And then we'll get right back to the grind and the hustle. So yeah, we'll just have to look at the schedule and try to make it out there. I would really love to get out there.
I would love to see you guys, of course, ultimately have Bocephus out and any other trucks you want to bring, but the hot rod, bringing that out, run it down the 8th mile. We got drag racing all day Sunday. Would love to have you guys take part in that, but we'll see what happens, as you said. Main thing is we got you on the show today and got to meet you and introduce you to everybody out here that 10-4 is, sharing eyes on you. And
yes, sir.
Way to go, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all do the same, man. Thanks
all right. Steven, take care, buddy. We'll talk to you another day.
All right. Y'all
have fun this weekend at the show.
Yes, sir. Take care. All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right, y'all. There he is, Steven Molanders, and of course, oh man, good talking. He's on the Trucking with Troy show. The guys actually advertise in the magazine. So if you want any more information on that, go check it out in 10-4 magazine or 10-4magazine.com. Yeah, guys, if anybody out there got any dragsters, bring them to the drags, man. Trucking for Kids, Sunday, September 11th, and get those trucks on the track and run them. A lot of good things, and as I go back to, when we first started, man, perception, right? You just never know. And hey, listen, I didn't have any preconceived notions of who Steven was. Like I said, I thought he was the guy driving Bocephus, man. I really did. And that's a good thing. So I've just decided I like him even more, and can't wait to meet him and get to know him better. So great man, and he's on a good mission, and happy to have him in here in the show and take the time to talk to us. So, all right, everybody else, you guys, get that hashtag in there again, and it's got to be spelled correctly, because if it's not, the app that I use to pick a winner, multiple winners, we got 5 hats to give away. It'll look for what I tell it to look for. Okay. So it's hashtag Stockville10-4, all spelled out. All right. All spelled out. Stockville, hashtag Stockville10-4. And it's in the comments. So you guys go back and look at where I put that in there. I'll pick a winner out. I'm not going to pick one out today. We'll pick it out and announce next week. Want to say thanks again, and appreciate our sponsors today. Sic Rigz, Colby Kaliva, way to go, buddy. Thanks for jumping in. Appreciate you. I'm reading comments here. Sidetrack. Squirrel. Also want to say thanks to Hood Skinz. Way to go, guys. Great coming up with a product like that. Phew, man. Like I said, where were you when I was trucking? Damn it. I went through a lot of white grease. That stuff was all, well, I was pretty damn fanatical about it, so it didn't end up everywhere, but it did make it kind of a pain in the ass because I used to climb up on the engine and wash my windshield. Running the Central Valley, man, we got bugs, so it was pretty nasty. You'd probably wash the windshield a couple, 2, 3 times a day to try to keep all the bugs off. But thanks for jumping in, guys. I appreciate the heck out of you. Uh, Coming up real quick, guys, Frenchie's second annual, May 20th, 22nd, 20th through the 22nd. Be sure and get yourself signed in for that. We will be there. 10-4 magazine will be there. Trucking for Kids will be there. We are going to have the Trucking for Kids trailer booth. Genie family's bringing out their trucks and hauling the trailer up for us. So we're going to have them on site with us hanging out, and you're going to see their bitchin' trucks. But I would love for you guys to get on up there and support that show, as well as, of course, our show. Also, this weekend, Dan and Shan will be down, and in fact, I got a little script here. What the heck? I'm gonna bring that up. SoCal ATH Antique Truck Show and Swap Meet will be happening this Saturday, May the 7th, at the Southern California Railway Museum in Paris, California, formerly known as the Orange Empire Railway Museum. And Dan and Shan will be out there walking around, talking, taking pictures, and of course, that'll be for our upcoming show report that they will do. Probably Dan will do, and we'll also try to get Dan or Shan. And Dan, hey, maybe this is our opportunity to get Miss Shannon, get Shanny on the show, and she can give us the weekend wrap of the show next Wednesday. Because Dan is so busy. Dan is busy. So let's see what happens with that. Also, want to back up a little bit too and go back to Large Cars and Guitars. Our very own Eric Hill will be out at Large Cars and Guitars show in Kodak, Tennessee, taking pictures for an upcoming show report as well. And we will also try to get Eric on next week's Wednesday show for a little bit of a show report of our own and a weekend wrap on the show as well. So, Eric Hill, I hope you're listening and catching the show. I'm pinning you to it, man. Hey, and everybody out there, man, shout out to these guys over there at Massey and Steven and the gang. Love to get them out to Trucking for Kids, bring their hot rod. Believe me, I get it, man. It's so close. One weekend, Irwindale, California, and then the next weekend they got to be in Texas hosting their own show. So, tough to do. But lots going on, man. Lots going on. And everybody that tuned in today, thank you so much. I know I probably missed a few of you. Eric Gibbons, how you doing, buddy? Peter Henderson, what's going on, buddy? Jennifer Natali, if that's pronounced correctly. I had a friend that spelled their last name like that, and it was Natali. Anyway, the rest of y'all for tuning in. Appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you for always being the best part of the show. Anytime you're looking for any information on shows that I talk about on the Studio 10-4 weekly update, you can go typically to our website, and you can find what you're looking for there under the events tab. All you have to do is click on that. And if we have it and it's there, it's probably up to date. If it's not there, go ahead and look on social media or on the show's website itself if it just doesn't happen to be there yet. We update regularly, so be sure and check that out and see if you can find what you're looking for. Also, you can go to our Facebook page, and our Facebook page, I pull as much as I can. Let's just go here, the smart route. I pull as much as I can of the events that are published and share them. So if you guys are ever looking for anything, you can look at all the shows that I've brought over here onto our Facebook page for us to be able to check out, and it'll give you the latest information published and posted by the event host, because once they're here, we just share them. They're still the ones in charge of updating them and making sure that everything's correct. So my best advice is to always follow through and make sure that you know that things are happening. Don't forget, too, the second annual Souza Memorial is going to be happening, and that's going to be in Merced on June 25th and 26th. So a lot of great stuff going on. It's going to be a good weekend. I wish the best to everybody in Tennessee. Wish the heck I was going there. Miss Julia showing up just as we're getting ready to say goodbye. Always nice to have my honey drop in and say hello. And Shannon, come on now. We need to have Shanny in the studio and give us the weekend wrap. Come on. I think that's a good opportunity for her to get out there and share with us her talents and how she can do. So, all right, y'all, keep the shiny side up. Great interview with Steven. I want to say thanks again to our sponsor, Sic Rigz and Hood Skinz. Way to go, you guys, creating great products. Hood Skinz, man, you nailed it with that. Again, where were you when I was trucking? We'll see y'all next week. Take care. Have a great weekend.